guys doing well? This is Jamni Pujari and I welcome you all to this video where we're gonna talk about responsive web design and also the ways that we can make our website responsive. Also, if you are new to this channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss amazing videos of web development that I upload here. So, without any delay, let's get started. So as you can see on the screen that we have one website, and here you will notice that the desktop view of this website is different, right? We have different menus, elements are positioned in a different manner, but as soon as I view it in the mobile view, you will notice that we got a hamburger menu. Also, the elements positions in desktop were different, as we can see over here, right? The mobile view elements are positioned differently, so that is why you will see that according to the width of the device or the width of the screen, this particular website has adjusted itself. So what is this meaning of this responsive? Responsive means the behavior of the website, that it should respond and adapt itself according to the size of the screen and width of the device. So whenever the website which adapts and adjusts itself according to the screen and the device as per the one which did here, it is called as responsive website. Whenever some website which does not respond to the width or the size of the screen, like whenever you make it smaller, or if you see any website which looks like broken in the mobile view, then it is called as unresponsive website. And one thing, it's every developer's job to know how responsive design works, because if you make your website unresponsive, then that won't look professional and it really pictures bad image. So make sure that you learn how responsive website works. So let's get started and see. So whenever somebody says about responsive, most people think of media queries. They think that only with the help of media queries we are able to make our website responsive. But let me tell you, that is wrong. I mean, using media queries for making your website is right, but it is a myth that only with the help of media queries you can make your website responsive. There are many ways as well, which you can see on the screen. Adding flexible images as per the device. For example, if you use picture tag, which is in HTML, it is a very simple tag, and from that you can decide that on which device or on the which screen size which particular image should show, right? Otherwise, if the bigger image is seen on the smaller mobile view, then it won't look good. So as per the device and the size of the screen, you can adjust the image. Next, add using grids. Yes, grids is one of the concept which people think that it is very difficult to understand, so they just skip that part. But using grids is actually helpful, and it is as important as Flexbox, which I'm gonna cover in this playlist only. So make sure that you access this playlist so that you can stay updated with all the uploads. Now next is setting up viewport. Now if you want to learn what is this viewport and all of that, I have mentioned everything in this particular video. Make sure that you go and watch this video about viewport as well. Now next comes using rem, viewport height and viewport width over pixels. Now pixels, mostly we have used pixels in the rest of our videos, and I've told you that we're gonna learn about other units in future videos, right? So in this video I'm gonna explain you about all the other units. So when to use EM and when to use REM, this is the main question. So whenever you want, so let's write here. So here we have one basic HTML boilerplate, and here let me add one H tag and one paragraph tag, and also we will have one div whose name will be container. class name will be container, and then we will say that this particular font, that is our heading, will have 10 em font size, and which is pretty big. And if you will see that this so what em means, whenever you will say em, it will increase its size relative to its container. It will improve 10 into the size of the container, and you will see the font size of the container is this, right? So that is why into 10, so that is why 10 em becomes so much bigger. So what is this rem then? Rem is similarly, but it depends upon the HTML's font size. So here if I write 10 rem, and let's see what is the HTML's font size. See, this is how it works. So if you still have doubt about em and rem, let me know in the comment section. I will help you out. And if you are wondering what kind of code editor I am using right now, then it's Newton School's code editor. And the best thing about this code editor is that it is very much useful for beginners. Why is that so? Because not only you can write code over here, you can also learn programming and solve practical questions just for free. Don't you think that is cool? And also what this Newton School is, again, I have seen people who ask always that what is Newton School, what do they teach, where do they teach? So let me tell you about Newton School. Newton School is an online learning platform where you can learn full stack development courses and get your dream job. And the best thing about this is you don't have to pay any fees until you get placed in best companies. So check out the link in the description to skyrocket your coding career. We have seen that what is EM and what is REM, but when to use this? Whenever somebody tries to increase the browser's default size, right? We do that. Sometimes we try to improve our browser's default size as a user, right? So at that time, with the help, if you have used REM, sometimes what you do, you go to a Chrome or any browser and you just increase the font size. Why? Because you want to see the text in bigger letters. So if the website is made with the values of REM, then it becomes easier for the user to increase the size and read all the elements. And that is why REM is used. And why EM is used? Whenever you want to increase 10% the size of your parent, at that time EM is being used. And don't worry, sometimes it happens that you might get confused. Oh my god, it was I am understanding how to use this pixels, and now you told about EM and REM, VH, VW and all of these things. What are this? Don't worry, with the time you will understand everything. Once you do like 2 to 4 projects, you will understand when to use which unit. Now 2 things are still remaining: viewport width and viewport height. What are they? Let's see. So let's put border for this. Let's set border for this container. Now you will see that it is covering only this much part. I want it to cover the whole width, right? So here I have to write padding this much. So I have to keep on writing this much padding, right? So instead of that, I will write 100 viewport height, this much. So you will see that automatically took all the height. Isn't that good? Instead of writing so many padding and keep on figuring out to cover its height, you have just written viewport height 100. That's it. Okay, so this is so much cool. And similarly works for width as well. You have to write 100 viewport width and it will cover the entire width. You don't have to keep on figuring out the width of your HTML page. So this much for today, guys. Hope you guys like this video, and let me know in the comments what do you think about this, and please access this playlist. Otherwise you're gonna miss the previous video and the future video. So if you're a beginner, Please don't miss any of the videos. I can guarantee that you can learn so many things from this channel. So please subscribe and share this with your friends. Till then, bye bye. Have a great day.